Is your faith increasable and decreasable, or it is stable? Stay tuned to know.
Let's go!
I want to share with you a note in this episode, which is, we are talking about the normal people because actually there is a difference between the belief of the prophets and messengers, the belief of the angels, and the belief of the normal human beings and the jinn. We are talking about the belief of the normal human beings and the jinn in that matter. And here there's a great controversy amongst the scholars of Islam about that matter. Let me describe to you the argumentation amongst them. The first perspective of the majority of the scholars of Islam that it is increasable and decreasable. It is capable to be increased or decreased. And there are a lot of evidence about that opinion. Let's look at that rationally first. If we believe in the stability of the faith, so it is something contradictory.
Why?
If we say that it is not increasing nor decreasing, so the wrongdoers, the tyrant, the transgressors, all people are equalizing the pious people and the righteous ones in their faith, and that is impossible to be grasped. We have to understand that there is a discrepancy between both of them. The other evidence has are from the New Book Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet. Let's look at that. The first verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it, وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا. And when the verses of the New Quran are recited in front of them, they are increasing their faith, their Iman. It is leading us to understand that there's an increase in the faith. And based on the analogy and the ruling of the mindset, as long as there is an increasing in their faith, so there's a decreasing by mindset and intellect. The other verse with the same meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it, لِيَزْدَادُوا إِيمَانًا مَعَ إِيمَانِهِمْ, to increase them faith with their own faith. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the New Book Quran another verse, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَزَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا, so the believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is increasing their faith. All of those evidence are from the New Book Quran. There are evidence from the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, as well. When Abdullah ibn Umar, the companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him, came to the Prophet and asked him, is it increasable or decreasable? The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, yes, it is increasable and decreasable. It is increasing until it makes its companion to go to the paradise and enter it, and it decreases until making him in the hellfire. And that hadith was mentioned and narrated in the tafsir of Imam al-Tha'labi. The other hadith that was narrated by Imam al-Bayhaqi, لو وزن إيمان أبي بكر بإيمان الأمة لرجح به. Such means, if the Iman of Abu Bakr Siddiq was weighted by the Iman of Ummah generally, the Iman of Abu Bakr will be heavier. So all of those texts from the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and from the New Book Quran precedingly, are indicated that it is increasable and decreasable. And all of them are strong proofs. But there is another perspective of Imam Abu Hanifa. Let's look at that. Imam Abu Hanifa is saying that the Iman is stable. Why? Because he believes that the linguistic meaning of the word Iman is fallen by heart, which means the certainty. So it is not called Iman except by the certainty when you reach the highest level of grasping the idea and believing in it. So it is not imaginary after that to say about Iman that it is decreasing and increasing.
Wait, what?
But how did he interpret the verses of the New Quran that indicated that meaning explicitly? Number one, he said the increasing and the decreasing is not related to the certainty that is in the heart, because decreasing it is losing the real meaning of Iman, and increasing in it doesn't mean anything in the belief in the certainty, but it indicates the acts of worships that you believe by heart, and then after that you increase the acts of worship and the devotion. So it is not in the certainty at all. So from his own perspective, all of those verses are already in the believer, the one who already believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is talking about the devotions and the matters that he'll present to the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala to prove to him that unbeliever to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those are the matters that are required to do so. And he also said that those verses are related to the companions, not related to anyone. He said that not all revelation in that moment was sent by the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala to them, so they keep moving and they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every time. When Allah reveals something to the Prophet, peace be upon him, they believe in it and they keep believing. Because the legislation of the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala and the verses of the Noble Quran were not full, were not in their complete form. We believe that not all of the Noble Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and the legislation of Islam generally was sent in a specific moment, but it was sent over 23 years. So anything new, they used to believe in it, but right now we believe in all of that. 100%, because it was already revealed from the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. So the verses and the ahadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, are indicating to that matter that it is related to the acts of worship, not related to the real certainty that is. The third perspective is the perspective of Imam al-Juwayni and Imam al-Razi. They said that there is no inner real argument between both of them, but the difference between both of them is conceptual. It's something related to the terminology of both of them and understanding Iman and Islam and so on. And it is not related to the real belief and the certainty and so on, because both of them are believing in the same thing. Because both of them are believing in the obligation of the perfection. Or they believe they have to perfect their belief all the time and increase their acts of worship and so on. All of them are believing that you have to do the other deeds after believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Hanafis and the majority of the scholars. But actually, which one is more preponderant? It is the perspective of the majority of the scholars of Islam. If you have many evidences about your belief and I have one single evidence, is my belief like yours? Of course not. And that is the first evidence about that. If you know a lot of information about Islam, about the details of Islam and so on, and your secret knowledge, your belief is different from the belief of the other people, those who know the total and the general things without understanding more about the details. Maybe there's a misconception, doubt is making you doubt in the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you understand generally without understanding specifically and digging deeper into every issue to understand the evidence has about all of them. So it is different in the certainty of the people. You'll find that there are a lot of people are influenced and affected by the misconceptions and the doubts of the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are other people who are not influenced. Why is it influential for them? Because their belief is general and total and they don't have a lot of evidence that is enhancing their belief in their heart. They have a certainty, but their certainty is not in the same rank, of the same level of the one who's certainly and firmly believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a lot of evidence, and he knows the responses and the answers of all of those misconceptions. So there is a discrepancy. The certainty that is impacting after that a lot of fruits from the devotions and the worships and so on is different from the belief by heart only without doing practical things in the real life. Also, there is a core difference. After grasping all of those things, after that we'll categorize the believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala based on their belief, because not all believers have an increasable and decreasable belief. In the next meeting we'll categorize the believers of the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala.